Hello everyone, thanks for joining Her Time to Retire. Today we have a special guest, Toni Templeman. And again, just a reminder what this podcast is about. We found that a lot of our clients were women and they had successful stories, businesses, really interesting stories. And then we started to branch out. We realized it wasn't just our clients, but the ladies that we're surrounded with, very much like our guest today. And so we wanted to highlight those stories and really dive deeper into that. And so we're going to do just that today. So again, I'm joined with Toni Templeman. Just a little bit about her before we dive into today's episode. So she was a teacher, 13 years, volleyball coach, been coaching for over 25 years.
Correct.
Originally from California. Her and her husband Ryan moved here 2020, and she has 2 kids, Brayden and Zoe, and then she has entered the real estate world 2024.
Yes.
So very passionate about that, and they moved from California to Tennessee, as I mentioned. So we're going to dive into several different aspects from the coaching, teaching, real estate, and then how you really balance all these things with mom, wife, and being successful in other areas of your life.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, so how has Tennessee treated you thus far?
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. We didn't move because we had to. Most Californians, they fall in love with it, and the secret's out, unfortunately. So
yeah.
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any big surprises thus far?
No, because
Okay.
I had studied where to move for a long time, so I was not going. I lived in one house growing up.
Yeah.
Only lived in California.
What part of California?
I grew up in Southern and then moved to Northern California for school.
Okay.
Stayed there after we got married, and no, so I was very strategic. It wasn't, you don't move across, I don't think you should move across the country unless you are absolutely sure. So I spent like 9 weeks here before we moved here. Total.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
My parents moved before, so.
Yeah,
it's great.
do it. Yeah.
But we're full.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Just
good
kidding.
deal. Well, I want to start with the coach. So you were a coach before you were a teacher,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Since I was 18.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
right.
how did that come about? Did you play volleyball?
Yes.
Did you always aspire to be a coach? Give me a little bit of background there.
No, and I think that's kind of the theme of my story is I always knew what I want my life to look like, but I wasn't tied to the how. So I wasn't, I'm gonna be a teacher for the rest of my life, or I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. I just knew what I wanted my day-to-day to look like, and I think that is actually really important to figure out what, I always tell kids that now, what do you want your day to look like, and then kind of match that. So no, I did not think I was gonna be a coach. I played volleyball through high school. I had the pleasure of playing for some amazing people, and my high school coach called me up and said, I want you to be my freshman boys coach, and I was a freshman in college. So it was only 2 or 3 years older than these kids. And I fell in love with it. We were really successful. I had a great playing experience, and so it just took off from there. And it made me actually want to be a teacher.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure, no one went to college in my family. So it wasn't like the norm to go off, play sports.
Okay.
And so I just, because of volleyball, went to school. And then I thought, you know what, I've always wanted to be a teacher. Why don't I just do it? And so it kind of all went together.
Gotcha. And so taking a step back as a player,
Mm-hmm.
and so you went to college play?
Yes.
And where'd you go?
Cal State Hayward, which is now
Okay.
Cal State East Bay.
Okay.
You don't know it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay. I went to a small college.
Yeah, but we were really good.
Yeah.
Shout out to my teammates. No,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
well, good deal. And
Yeah.
so what, during that early coaching, what was it that you had that aha moment of, hey, I want to go a step further and go into teaching?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it the relationship you had with the kids and wanted to pour into them more, or was it something
No,
else?
it was actually my leader, my mentors.
Okay.
So I've only had one female coach. I had to think about this. Only one female coach. Everyone else was male. She was very special. But even my male coaches were very special to me. They showed me that if you believe in someone, you really can transform their lives. And I think I got addicted to that. You know, where I could have easily not played volleyball. I could have easily not played college volleyball. I could have easily not went to college. But people believed in me and they said, you should do this. And so I think I got addicted to wow, you really can transform someone's life for the better if you just believe in them and show them. And I always have loved volleyball, so it was a no-brainer.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with the sport still.
Okay.
And my daughter plays now, so it's like a dream come true.
Oh, yeah?
And she's way better than I ever was at this age, so.
That's awesome. And so when you started teaching, what grade, age kids were you working with?
I was the smart one. I became a PE teacher because we
Okay.
don't take home
Okay.
grade, we don't do grade papers. I ended up marrying my husband Ryan. We got set up, we were both teachers, and I used to joke, like, yeah, we get paid the same. He's a history teacher, I'm the PE teacher. But yeah, I high school PE, so it made
Okay.
sense to be a varsity volleyball coach, and did that for 13 years, loved it. But,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And so when was that, did it end when you moved, or did you stop teaching well before you
No.
moved?
So, again, I never thought, oh, I'm gonna work for 40 hours a week for 40 years of my life. That sounds fun, and, you know, wait around for your someday. Highly believe in financial planning. I've had one since we were married, an advisor. And so I always knew, like, okay, you need to have multiple income streams. You need to have your ducks in order. I don't know why I always believed in being a female that should have her own money. My mom worked, but it wasn't like, oh, I came from this just, I love my mom and she is so supportive in a different way, but it wasn't like she had a career. She just did jobs when she needed them. So when I was teaching, I was introduced to a health and skincare business and absolutely fell in love with the product. I wasn't going to sell it. I actually said, I'm not selling this, you know, the whole traditional, but the problem was that it worked on my son who had eczema, and so I fell in love. I was like, you know what? Wait, hold on. This could actually be my out where I could transition and be a more present parent, because at the time, Brayden was almost going to kindergarten. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm a teacher. I love teaching, but I'm never going to bring my kid to school or pick him up or go to his field trips. So it kind of dawned on me, wait, this isn't a very flexible job. And so I jumped into that business in 2014, did both. So
Okay.
I'm like the most average person. I'm not, I wouldn't go like, oh, she's so disciplined or anything like that. I just saw people like, if she could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
And so it was crazy. They were 3 and 2 at the time. I was teaching full time. My husband was also teaching full time. He was also going to school. I was coaching volleyball. And I thought, you know what, I should just like go to the top of the company in like a year, because that sounds good, because
If you're gonna do it, might as well.
I'm very impatient. So
Yeah.
I did that. So I did both, and then I quit.
Okay.
And then my husband ended up being able to quit for a couple of years. So we kind of have role reversed a few times.
Okay.
Very supportive guy. And so that was like my exit plan, and I did this business really seriously for 10 years.
Okay.
And now I still have that business, so I have built a residual income, but I transitioned into real estate in 2 years ago,
Okay.
19 months ago.
So all that time you were still coaching?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the theme.
Okay.
Because I'm such a huge advocate for sports,
Mhm.
because it is parallel to life.
Absolutely.
So yes, it's entertainment, watching the World Series last night, right, or the Warriors.
I had to take
But-
a break from sports and watch Dancing with the Stars.
Oh,
So,
I'm
but
sorry.
yeah, keep it on balance.
It's parallel, so everything, yes, it's a bonus that we get to watch sports for
Mhm.
entertainment, but when you're the athlete, you are learning invaluable lessons that I just took all that and just applied it to jobs.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
parenting.
Yeah, and I would, to piggyback off of that, as I was thinking about this, and in your sports background, and then, I played football from the time I was 5 until graduated college.
Okay.
And so just thinking about it, it's so much more than just, what you learn for the sport and the techniques. It's so much more than that, just especially in a team sport.
Yes.
Just the
Football and volleyball especially.
Yes, the
Yes.
discipline and then how you can look at, like you said, every aspect. If you
Yes.
look at where we're at today, podcast, people are going to see you and I talking, but you take a step further. Okay, someone had to coordinate the meeting, someone had to set that up,
So
and so
behind the
it makes you so much more
Yes.
appreciative, and then you can really respect and know everyone has a role. And so I think about that all the time, not just hey, play sports because you're good, but there's so much other fundamentals and life lessons to be learning.
And I don't
how.
think you probably were thinking that along the way.
No,
You were
not at
going,
all.
I'm playing football because this is going to
No.
teach me how to be a good business guy. You're just playing because you love it.
Exactly.
But you look back and you're very thankful.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And so, okay, now we're into real estate, but before that, so
Yes.
before the move,
Yes.
so get me up to the move.
Okay.
What was life looking like right before the
COVID.
move? Yes, okay.
Oh yeah, that was good times. I was still heavily involved in my business,
Mhm.
in my personal care, and it made sense for us to move, so we did that. My husband is a mortgage lender, so
Okay.
he was able to get licenses in both, well, he can work in any state, but
Mhm.
his company was able to say, yeah, go ahead and go to Tennessee. And so I was able to be very present in that move, because moving kids is not easy, but they can do it. They're very resilient. And so I just did that, and I never thought about real estate that year. So that was 21, basically.
Okay.
22 rolled around. I was getting a little bored, a little bit fidgety. Our kids were getting older, and I am a planner. I do like to think about, gosh, again, shout out to my parents. They're like the best, but they have a story that definitely formed me. And so I saw my parents, they were a little bit entrepreneurial, and so I was like, you know what, I've always loved real estate. I love homes. That's kind of surface level to say,
Yeah.
but I love what happens in homes. Like, obviously not everyone gets a great upbringing, which is sad, but most homes represent, memories and joy
Right.
and happiness and the struggles and just life, and that's what I'm most passionate about is family.
Okay.
So it made sense. Okay, you love real estate. Your husband's been in real estate now at this point because he transitioned out of teaching.
Okay.
And so I was like, I should do this. Well, life happens and then you don't do it.
Right.
And so then basically 23 rolled around. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get my real estate license. Everyone always says, oh, you'd be a great realtor. You're so relatable. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I just jumped in, got my license. And in 19 months, I've absolutely loved it. It's in industries, and I think for any female or male, you just keep what you love in mind, right? Like, I love working with people. Well, you can do that in lots of different ways.
Right.
Sales is sales, right? People,
Yep.
and so you just kind of don't be tied to anything and go with the flow and be more about helping
Mhm.
than,
Right,
you're
yeah,
worried about
absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Just
And-
like what you do.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And so you moved, were you coaching as soon as you moved?
No.
Okay, so how did
Yeah,
that
there was
work,
a
coaching
break.
and real estate?
Yeah, so in 25 seasons, obviously, I've taken
Mhm.
some off,
Right.
but I was the mom that was pregnant with the toddler and the ball cart and
Mhm.
parents helping and all that. So, no, I have not coached straight for 25 years.
Right.
That's really hard to do.
Mhm, yeah.
So, no, I jumped back in. I had a friend that she's like, hey, I saw in your Facebook post, you're a volleyball coach. Would you be interested in coaching at Hillsborough Middle School? And I was like, you know what, I'm ready to get back in. So I have done that for 4 seasons. It's
Okay.
been a blessing because my daughter played.
Yeah.
I didn't know that she would, but I got to coach my kid, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And Jessica's kid, that's how, yes,
Okay, gotcha. And so you're now still coaching
yes,
in real estate.
yes.
And so how has that been, the balance there?
I think if you have that goal in mind of what you want your life to look like,
Mhm.
do I want to be a crazy person that is missing my kids' games and events? No. And there could be a season for that. And I think that in your seasons of life that you should just roll with it and not be so hung up on, I'm supposed to be killing it right now, or I'm supposed to be slowing down. Just roll with it, right? So like seasons of life. And so this season of life, I am all about helping people obviously get into homes, but I'm not gonna miss my kids' games unless I have to. I did that for a long time.
Right.
And I think if any mom, I know you have kids, and any mom, you're gonna see that your kids are gonna need you more when they're older.
Mhm.
And I remember hearing that really early on. So now, could I miss something? Of course. And I still miss stuff, but I'm not out like slinging houses,
Right,
like,
yeah.
because I want, and I don't think balance exists, by the way. So I think you asked me what balance is. There's no balance. It's usually chaos and a little of this, a little of that. but it's fitting it all in and keeping that goal in mind of like, my family is the most important thing, so I worked really hard for a long time,
Right.
and now I get to kind of decide like how hard do I want to work so that I can go to their games.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And so, just mention your daughter plays volleyball.
Yes.
Your son do anything?
Yes, he's track only
Okay.
now. Yeah, they've played different sports.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
did it all.
That's awesome.
Not football, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
He loves that.
It's a
He's like,
brutal
no,
sport.
let me
Yeah.
play football.
I have a lot
Yeah.
of injuries and metal and stuff in my
100%.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
100% injury
Yeah.
rate.
so let's talk about real estate for
Okay.
a little bit. And so you made the transition. How has that been? From starting out, was it something that you picked up very naturally, or was it a learning curve to start the deal closing process?
It's a learning curve,
Mhm.
and I think what most people get hung up on is there's so many realtors and it feels very saturated, especially in certain neighborhoods. It could feel that way, but you don't learn until you do. And I knew that from sports. I couldn't just be good at volleyball
Right.
just by looking. I had to
Mhm.
get in there and practice, and I knew in order to get better at something, you have to be worse before you're good. So I had no ego, and I was able to latch myself onto a mentor when I first started, and she was awesome. And so I would just basically just absorb what she was doing, learn my own style, but learn how to write a contract. I remember the first contract, I had no idea what I was doing, and you don't learn that until you do it.
Right,
you,
yeah.
you take the test, and you don't know how to be a real estate agent because until you write a contract. And so I just latched onto her and then branched off of that. But the hardest part in real estate obviously is making connections, because you're thinking, who's going to buy a house or who's going to sell a house today?
Right.
And when you love something, and going back to the sales I did, when you love something, it's going to come up. It's going to come up naturally. I don't like sales. So I think I'm like actually the perfect person to do sales,
Yeah.
because I actually shy away from, I don't want to sell to
Yeah.
you because I don't like to be sold to. And I know that sounds cliche. Everyone says that in sales. But it's the connections. That's the hardest part. So you're just networking and meeting people. And I've had clients that have been complete strangers through Facebook. And then I've had some of my closest friends buy real estate for me. So
I'm a firm believer in that. I hate sales too, even though I'm in a business of
Don't we
sell.
all?
Yeah.
And we're probably most like shy, not shy, but not the bubbly, outgoing.
Yeah, definitely much an
Yeah.
introvert, but
Right.
then I'm very much educating, and then
Yes.
I'm gonna give you everything. You make the decision. It's never
Right.
gonna be because you felt like I sold you something.
Exactly.
And so
And when you believe in what you're doing, if you're passionate about it, you probably have a story of why you became a financial advisor, so that it fuels you and
Yeah.
it just becomes more organic. That's the way to go.
100%.
That's why you want to find something that you are actually genuinely interested in, so you don't have to fake it.
Exactly.
It's an advantage. Yes.
I believe that 100%.
Yes.
And so I heard you mention with real estate, you had a mentor
Mhm.
and the coaches
Yes.
all through that you really leaned into and were encouraging. And so what would you say to that of, I'm a firm believer, you're never too old, you never know too much to have a coach or someone to turn
Oh,
to.
yes.
And so what would you say to that? Do you always try to seek help with, advice, or are you someone who, as you get older, think, okay, I'm just gonna figure it out myself?
No.
Okay.
And it could just look like I have my Audible account has, I don't know, over 120 titles, podcasts coming out the wazoo. So it might not look like you can't afford an actual coach, but you can have a free coach,
Right.
on a podcast. And in Tennessee, we drive around a lot. So instead of listening to music, honestly, 95% of the time, I'm just trying to fuel myself and be surrounded by people that are more successful than me. I don't have an ego, so I have no problem asking someone. I don't think that you can be successful unless you have someone. I don't think we ever just know what to do.
Right.
We're all copying.
Yeah.
We're all, taking what we love and then just making it our own.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
With the real estate, and then since you started, has there been that kind of aha moment where you're like, I made the right choice? Was there a couple or anything like that, or has it just kind of felt at peace since you started?
I've been at peace because I love it,
Mhm.
but I would say the aha moment has been just any client that has said thank you, or you've been so easy to work with. That feels good to me because it feels like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this. I really enjoy the process of the transaction, which, again, I think if you just don't focus on yes, we're doing this for a paycheck, there's no doubt about it. I mean, don't work unless you're getting paid. And so, yes, the payday can be really substantial in real estate, but I think if you just remove that wholeheartedly, and just kind of enjoy the process. I mean, there's some clients I've been showing around that over a year, and then they decide to rent. And that's just the way it goes. And so if you're not enjoying that relationship, enjoying those moments, then it could be hard.
For sure.
Because you could not get paid for all those hours that you spent.
Yes.
Now I believe in referrals, and I believe in what you do will, spread.
Yeah.
And so you don't know the work that you're putting in today will, come to fruition later. So you just kind of focus on the process, and yeah, we could drive around a lot in real estate.
Yes.
So,
it's similar here
style.
too. Yeah. You have clients and we try to head off as much on the front end. Hey, this is kind of the system that we do, and you'll still get, I don't know, I got to think on it, and then you check in a month later, I don't know, and so you can drive yourself crazy if you look at the wrong things and focus on the wrong things.
Agreed.
But I think going back to your point, to the selling, it's when you're passionate about it and something, the no's don't bother you that much because it's something you're passionate about, you're going to do regardless if they ever became a client.
Absolutely. Or you could gamify it.
Yeah.
Again, sports.
Yeah.
You could gamify it and make it like a little challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
But don't count the hours. Just focus on what could come.
Exactly.
The what if, positive what if.
Yeah. And so your husband, he's in the industry too. Do y'all work a lot together?
We've had the opportunity to have a few clients.
Okay.
It's been the best, and of course, in our businesses we can't. It's very it can get awkward because you don't want to think oh, I'm not trying to give you to my husband. I just know that he's the best because he's a broker and he's so good at his job, and he's me. We're very similar. He's so hands-on and with his clients, and they love him. So that's been a blessing, but we've only had the opportunity a few times because it's tricky.
Yeah.
He works with a lot of agents. I'm a nobody compared to some of these, agents in our town, and they're incredible. And he works with some of those guys too, guys and girls. So it's a balance.
Yeah. So what would you, sticking with the real estate and someone who is fairly new, someone looking to get into it now, what would your advice be, to try to have early success, stay positive, without trying to get your head jerked every which way, because there's so many people like you said. So what would your advice be?
Well, yeah, I think number one, don't be afraid of that, because in any business it's actually saturated. So don't get intimidated that there's too many agents, there's too many financial advisors, there's too many everything, there's too many influencers. But you are you, so you're gonna do something. So might as well, if you're passionate about it, go for it. And don't be afraid of no's. That's a big lesson in sales. You're gonna get rejected, and it's gonna hurt, and you're gonna have friends not use you. You're gonna have friends not use me, and that's just the way it is. But you can't. I think if you aren't surrounded by the positivity, the self, all the mindset stuff, it can get you down. So you have to kind of support that, because it's coming.
Right.
So it's coming, and then you support it, and you're like, okay, this is part of it. Again, gamify it. But I think the hardest, I forgot the question already, but I'm just
advice that you give someone,
so much. I think just take action.
Yeah.
Take action. Don't get caught up. You're gonna be bad before you're good before you're better. Blah, blah,
right.
blah.
Yeah. And I think I really love what you said, that you're very much, you have to do it to learn from it. And I think there's so much information out there. Someone can be, in their mind, an expert before they ever do anything. And I think that, before, or on the flip side, they think they have all the information, but yet they're scared to act on it, and then they never advance. I'm very much like that, even if it makes you very uncomfortable.
Yes, it
That's
will.
the only way you're going
It
to
will.
get better
Yes.
at actually doing it and get through those, the fails,
Right.
you can't.
I thought of another thing.
Yeah.
I think again, a lot of this I've learned from my first business. I've had the most incredible women around me that I learned from for over 10 years, still learning. But don't make up stories that don't serve you. And I tell our kids this, of course, they don't want to really listen to parents. You'll see when you have teenagers, you think, oh, I know so much, you're gonna learn from me. No, but they are watching you. But don't make up stories in your head that aren't gonna serve you. So I would just like make up ridiculous stories. So like if I drove back in my older business, if I drove 3 hours and I have some stories from that business, but same thing in real estate. If it ends in a dud, you can do two things. One, you can say, oh, la la land, like this is, positive foo-foo,
Right.
or you can go down the dumps. So like just make up the story that keeps you in la la land.
Yeah.
A little delusional, but just be, it doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't dwell on things.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, and again, I think,
Yeah.
and goes back to the sports too.
Yes.
And in my mind, like someone who's a non-sports person, like I'll be careful. Like I don't want to relate everything to sports to someone who never played sports. So I was like,
sorry,
I want to be
non-athletes.
careful, but I'm the
Yeah.
exact same way.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can't dwell on it, because then that's just gonna snowball effect, and then
In
you went from
football.
a bad play to
Yeah.
a bad game to a bad season.
Literally, soccer is a little different, right? But it could be 1-0. Football and volleyball, it's play after play after play.
Mhm.
Probably many mistakes,
Yes.
right? And so you kind of get used to like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. I'm gonna make mistakes.
Mhm.
I promise you, in any business that these guys do, you're gonna make a mistake, and maybe some big ones.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay. Just don't think too much about. Learn from it. Move on. Next one.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So, all that you've done, the different hats that you've worn, where you're at now, said there's no real balance. It's all just kind of chaos at all time. But,
Organized chaos.
Yeah, organized chaos. And you said early on, you tell your players, hey, what do you want your day to look like?
Yes.
So what does that, look like for you if you were to
Yes.
ask yourself that question?
That is, I think, where you start. And I feel so strong about this. For me, success, and this again, this is me, this might not be you.
Mhm.
Success looks like options to
Okay.
me. It looks like freedom, looks like peace of mind. It's owning my day. And I learned that back when I was transitioning from teaching. And again, shout out to all the teachers. I love teachers. I could be a teacher right now, but you don't own your day. So then you realize real quick, I could be an entrepreneur. I could own my day. It looks like, instead of going to the grocery store and not buying the food that you want, buying the food that you want. It's not, to me, it's not the car that I drive, the house that I live in, whatever. It's the peace of mind. It's the choices. It's spending time with the people that you love. And my family is the most important, and our parents and siblings and all that. But then build that life around what you want in that day. I don't know if that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Is it tangent?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Fire
And
up.
so is that, like you said, your kids?
Every day is different in
Yeah.
my life.
Your,
Yeah.
your kids, right now in the season, mom doesn't know anything. Do you try to instill that in them
Yes.
as much as you can?
Yeah, and when I back to before, and even in real estate, I kind of joke. I'm like, Mom, I'm working.
Yeah.
It doesn't maybe look like it, but I am. I'm working. I'm networking. Or where were you for 4 hours? I was with a client.
Yeah.
So I want them to see that I'm working, but I also secretly hope that both of our kids will do something that they find that what they love, and then they can, again, design their day.
Yeah.
Because I'm worried sometimes that they don't know I'm working, because I am working, and it's important to me, especially for my daughter, to see
Yeah.
that I am working and I do make my own money, and not because I won't die with my husband, but because you need a plan B.
Right.
Insert you guys.
Yeah.
But no, it's important to see, like, that they're gonna watch you.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna watch more than they're gonna listen to you.
Absolutely.
And there's been moments, I should have wrote them down, like, oh, they're watching, they're listening, but they seriously don't care what I say right now.
Yeah, I know.
Especially try coaching your kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's
what I was going to ask.
Oh, it's so good, but it could be so hard.
Yeah. Before I ask that, a little side note, my daughter's 2, and so she's at the age where she just kind of regurgitates everything.
Probably going pro.
Yeah. My wife and I, we do good at not cussing, but for whatever reason, I'm a big Alabama fan, and so I'll just say
that's a problem.
Yeah, I'll just say dadgummit all the time. And then we were watching the game, and I said it, and she says, dadgummit. It's like, oh no. So,
it's wild.
Yeah, more is caught than taught for sure.
Oh, it's wild.
Yeah, so.
Huge environment.
Yeah, with your daughter, so you're now coaching her?
I just ended. So
okay.
we got to spend 3 seasons together.
Okay.
And now she's off to high school next year.
So during those 3 seasons, what did that look like, coach versus mom?
That's not a good balance. My husband will tell you, he's like, can we talk about something else other than volleyball?
Okay.
It's not balanced. It's like you do these like sprints and then you come up for air.
Yeah.
You know, but it was middle school is nothing. It's not that crazy here.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's a 2-month where you're there for 4 nights out of the week. And what are we eating for dinner? I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Takeout.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, that's what I'm saying, there's no balance. I don't do all the things well. You just can't. I don't think you can be, am I a mom? Yes. Am I a business owner? Yes. But I am a coach. I can't, like, be an A+ student and all those things at every given second.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think you would go crazy. And I'm not a fake type of a person where I'm a pretend, so like literally DoorDash.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, do what it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now with her, not being under your coaching, what is that going to look like going forward? Are you going to be able to?
No, you're literally hitting at me at the weirdest pivotal time in my whole thing, because I'm like, now what?
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to coach college
at
a big college a couple years ago, and I turned that down because we had just moved here. And coaching has always been, again, you can see how it's like my baby.
Mm-hmm.
But I've just, now my kids are our priority, so I don't know what it's gonna look like. I'm like, am I done?
Yeah.
This is weird. I guess I'll just have to sell more houses and coach,
coach
clients, put them on the volleyball court.
Does your daughter see you as a resource for volleyball? Like she'll come and like.
Yeah, she knows. Yeah, she knows. She knows good coaches from bad. She's grown up in the gym, and I've been blessed by being around literally the best coaches in the country, high level guys, and so I've ruined her. She knows.
Yeah.
She knows what it looks like to be a great person that is a coach, and not from me, but a little bit. But I think she'll coach one day.
Yeah.
I just talked to her. She's like, I think I will. I'm like, you're 8th grade. You know what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
that's awesome. Well, a couple more questions before we close. So, with the coaching, what is it that if a player came back, 10, 15 years from now, and they came to you and said, hey, Coach Toni, I'll always remember
you make me cry.
You instilled this in me. What would you hope that would be?
Caring about other people more than themselves. The game is the agent to teach these kids the lessons. I have been to weddings and baby showers, and to me that's pretty much the pinnacle of my career, is to be invited to one of those things from a former player, still being in touch with some of these kids that I coached, 20 years ago. That first boys team, I talked to some of those guys. I think caring about other people more than you care about yourself. Yeah. Which is easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And then you made some big changes. So from careers, but then moving across the country.
Yes.
So if there's, women in similar situations, whether it's career change, hey, relocating across the country, what advice would you give to them to go ahead and make that leap?
Obviously don't be afraid. I
Mhm.
think it will teach you a lot about yourself when you do something really hard. I'm sure you have clients in hard situations where you just want them just to take a step, again, going back to just action,
Mhm.
but not to be afraid to take that first step. Working with clients that are going through hard life situations, obviously real estate agents, unfortunately, you're in the same boat where it could be, death, a divorce, relocation that they don't want to do.
Right.
So being aware that it's going to be hard, but just take the first step
Mhm.
and try not to look at the mountaintop, but don't really, because again, that's the end goal.
Right.
Just step.
Yeah.
Just start. If you think about how many miles it's going to be.
Mhm.
So when we knew we wanted to move, well, I wanted to move, and then
Okay.
it was like a process. I couldn't think about. It's so much
Right.
to move across the country when you lived in one spot. I
Yeah. Well, we
didn't
moved
think
in
about
our
that.
neighborhood, different houses,
It's-
and I couldn't imagine
it's-
the country.
I've done that too. It's just as hard.
Yeah.
It's just as hard. Moving 20 minutes from Franklin to Franklin was just as hard as moving across the country.
Really?
The moving part.
Yeah.
But just don't think too much about that mountaintop and just
Mhm.
kind of take the action, because you will figure it out along the way. It's not success isn't like this. And
Mhm.
neither is moving, neither is job changes, life events, just keep
Yeah.
stepping. I think I learned that in a book probably.
Yeah.
Who knows what book
Sounds
title,
good.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
one
good.
step. Something about don't eat the elephant.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
How you know?
I'm really good at analogies.
Okay. And then all of this, organized chaos, what do you do to kind of get, stress relief?
Mhm.
If you ever do get worked up, what is kind of your out for a lot of this?
Besides sports,
Yeah.
the theme. Oh gosh, I think taking care of yourself is so important. I'm a
Mhm.
huge health and wellness advocate, biohacker, whatever, all those things. So I think taking care of yourself first.
Mhm.
I don't have a good morning routine. I honestly, even at the pinnacle of my success, I never did. But I'm pretty good at taking time out for myself.
Okay.
And just saying, okay, mom needs like 30 minutes or whatever. So just, again, prioritize yourself for a little bit.
And so what does that look like when you do take time out for yourself?
A walk. It could be
Okay.
something really casual.
Mhm.
Usually it's probably something exercise related. A stupid show. It could be, listen to music. But I'm not go shopping. I don't know, whatever feels right in that time.
Mhm.
But I do think taking care of yourself is huge.
Gotcha. And then, since we are a financial firm, I want to ask
Mhm.
this too. What would be your one kind of guilty pleasure where you splurge when it comes to
My
money?
husband's like, I can't wait for this one.
Yeah.
Oh man, houses?
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, we're moving again. We're actually moving again.
Really?
Yeah, so
And that's more you're doing?
Franklin to Thompson Station.
Okay.
No, this one was more him.
Okay.
I believe in real estate, so
Mhm.
if we can go down from our little 3% interest rate to, well, we don't know yet. We're not closed yet. Real estate houses. No, just kidding. Shopping.
Okay.
It's a problem, but it's okay. If you work hard, you can play hard.
Exactly. Is
Yeah.
that like clothes, shoes?
Yeah,
Okay.
home stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's affordable. Save your money, kids.
Yeah. My wife is the same way.
Yeah,
So,
I think we all are.
yeah.
Coffee out, lunch, food.
Yeah.
I like a nice eat out instead of cooking. That sounds great to me.
Yes.
Vacations.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I spent all of our money now.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's not for financial advice.
No.
Just, so it's not, so
Good.
we just want to
Oh, good.
know
Yeah.
you. Yeah, well, good deal. So as we kind of draw it to a close, any closing thoughts or last kind of nuggets of wisdom that you would, throw out there?
My 44 years of life. Am I 44? I think so. Yeah, I'm 44. Oh, I think don't get too caught up on the small things. You're gonna have just twists and turns along the way, so just keep moving. Don't be afraid to make big changes. I think that's definitely been a theme in
Mhm.
like Ryan and I in our life. We checked in the 40, the secure jobs with the pensions to be teachers and medical, and people thought we were crazy.
Yeah.
So be passionate about what you're doing, but other people will not pay your bills. I learned that real early on. So do what's right for you and your family, and the rest it'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out along
Yeah,
the way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you so much. This has been great.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's fun.
for coming. Absolutely.
But no Roll Tide.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, who is your team?
We don't have a college football team. In California, it's more pro.
Yeah, that's true.
So Warriors. I grew up.
Okay.
It's a mixed bag. Let's not even get into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you, we'll close on this. Other than volleyball,
Yes.
if you're watching sports, what's basketball?
Yes. Warriors.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. I married into a Raiders family, so that was unfortunate.
Okay.
We lose a lot.
Yeah.
Grew up a Yankees and a Lakers fan. That was fun.
Yeah,
A lot
I'm
of-
sure.
lot of
Yeah,
championships.
I'm sure.
So,
Nothing to complain
anyway,
about there.
but yeah.
Well, good. Well,
Yeah.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
It
for
was
being
fun.
here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, this has been Her Time to Retire. We had Toni again, so it's been a pleasure. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.